The ball finally detonates into the net. Goal. One coach declares he could take over the world. At the airport, his sister prepares to test everything. She smiles, ready to expose the soccer genius. But earlier, an enemy grabbed his jersey brutally. The insult cut deep. Was he just pretending? His entire line nearly collapsed right there. Before that, everything began with an old lesson. Lies are snowballs. Once rolling, they only grow. The main character's biggest lie had become unstoppable. Yesterday, he bragged that he was a soccer genius. While gaming, he claimed he scored 3 goals. His friend believed him, but he knew the truth. In Italy, his soccer career had already cracked. Now, he was just another benchwarmer. New team, same problem. He still never played. Then his only close friend called during another loss. He lied because he didn't want her worrying. Suddenly, she revealed she was coming to Italy. She expected to see her favorite soccer genius. In 2 weeks, his fake legend would be judged, but he was still a reserve player. If she watched, he needed the starting squad. Embarrassing himself in front of her was impossible. 2 weeks remained to force the coach's attention. Then a training minigame became his first chance. The pace shocked him. There was nowhere to hide. One slick pass left only one defender. He slipped free and found open space. Then more defenders charged in immediately. He moved like a ghost behind the last defender. His eyes widened. The perfect chance had arrived. The shadow striker lined up with terrifying focus. The ball slammed into the net. Goal. Even the coach smiled as teammates celebrated. Confidence surged, and he wanted to prove more. Then the coach called him with a serious look. The order hit hard. Get off the field. He feared he was being removed for good. Instead, he somehow ended up as a starter. The head coach assigned him second striker today. Another coach admitted he had changed during practice. Years ago, he was once a wanted prodigy. Then his contract was terminated early. Pressure became so intense he sometimes couldn't play. For 2 years, someone still believed in him. Maybe the genius simply hadn't awakened yet. But second striker meant facing brutal defense. He pictured the field like a chessboard. The usual forward was double-teamed every time. If he copied him, he would be crushed. So he needed gaps, movement, and deception. Then old pressure from his mother haunted him. Those memories made his body feel sick again. The coach trusted him to choose freely. Next week, his sister would arrive. He refused to be exposed as a fraud. Once substituted in, control became difficult. Opponents expected a dangerous wild card. One rival grabbed his jersey and mocked him. The lie returned. Was he really a genius? Instead of breaking, he sprinted into his plan. The coach noticed he abandoned the forward zone. He pulled one defender away from position. The captain instantly spotted the opening. His movement tore a huge gap through defense. A bench player had created a genius-level play. He predicted the next shot before anyone else. Then he struck the ball with everything. The coach realized he might change everything. Jersey number 10. The number worn by legends, right next to a golden trophy. It's a special number in soccer, almost mythical status right here. Soccer geniuses throughout history have rocked the number 10, totally iconic. But me, I'm not one of those soccer legends at all. The stadium's packed, energy is insane, but I'm no genius out there. I'm not particularly fast, and let's just say I walk to the fridge. Nor am I particularly strong. Honestly, I struggle opening a pickle jar. My technique? Mediocre. And don't even ask about my mental resilience. I'm not a great player by any means, probably wouldn't make varsity. But there's fire in my eyes. I'm still here to prove myself. Despite all the odds, the soccer match heats up fast. Our main player faces fierce rivals with intense determination in his eyes. He pushes himself hard, not wanting to disappoint his supporters or himself. A shocked girl watches, realizing how much is at stake for him. The number 10 player charges, leaving his opponents speechless on the field. He thinks, I have to convince everyone I'm a soccer genius. With epic focus, the player goes in for an amazing play. Flashback years ago, on the youth team, the journey really began. The main character nervously realizes he's learned an important life lesson. He compares lies to snowballs. Once they start rolling, they only get bigger. Jian realizes his lies to impress Ju have spiraled out of control. Flashback. Yesterday, Jian bragged on the phone I am a soccer genius. While gaming, Jian lies about his skills, saying he scored 3 goals. His friend hypes him up, but Jian confesses to himself he's not good. Jian Lee introduces himself, still gaming alone in his room. Jian explains he switched teams in Italy after struggling with Juventus FC. Now he's a benchwarmer at AC Firenze, but at least no one bothers him. Jian admits things aren't really better. He's still not a starter anywhere. Someone calls out to Jian, snapping him out of his dark thoughts. Jian lost his game and admits it. The dramatic winning streak totally faked. My only friend Ju Kim calls me. I lose my soccer game again. Ju used to be my big sister in Korea, always blah blah. She can be a lot, but we stayed close even after I moved. I feel bad lying, but I don't want her to worry. Ju keeps talking. I pretend everything's cool, but I'm stressed. Suddenly, Ju shocks me. She's coming to Italy. I freak out and ask, what, you're coming to Italy? Ju says she's an exchange student, coming to culinary school in Florence. She can't wait to see her favorite soccer genius, me, Jian Lee. She's arriving in 2 weeks. This is about to get chaotic. Jian freaks out about having only 2 weeks, accidentally drops his phone. Jian complains he's just a reserve player and never gets to play. Someone urgently calls Jian's name, snapping him out of it. A teammate tells Jian to play Seconda Punta, but he can do anything. Jian gets the same instructions as always, do whatever you want. Jian sarcastically agrees, knowing nobody cares about giving him real instructions. Jian ties his cleats, thinking about his spot on the team. Jian dreams of escaping the reserve squad to join the starting lineup. Only 11 players actually get to play in each game. Everyone else is just a benchwarmer, with few ever subbing in. If I want Ju to watch me play, I need to make the starting squad. I never thought I was good enough, but now I'm pushing harder than ever. Until now, I had no motivation, but that all just changed. No way I'm embarrassing myself in front of Ju, not happening. Got 2 weeks to get noticed by the coach. Step 1, leave the reserve squad. Time to impress in this minigame. Maybe hard work will pay off. I'm playing as the rear attacker, gotta make something happen on this field. If I want attention, I need attacking points, no more playing safe. The whistle blows. This is it, everything starts now. The game kicks off. This is my chance to finally stand out. The coach tells the boys not to get too rough, good luck with that. On this tiny field, there's nowhere to hide from the action. Our main player is shocked at how fast everything is moving. He realizes he needs to think ahead with every single move. After a slick pass, he's only got one defender left to beat. He fakes out the defender by feinting left with insane speed. Then this soccer prodigy pulls a switch, moving right. The defender is left totally confused, wondering where he went. Our main player completely loses his defender. He's wide open now. But suddenly, more defenders rush in. This game never lets up. There's plenty of room to pass, but defenders are closing in fast. The pass rockets forward as someone yells, "Take it, prima punta." At critical moments, every defender's eyes are glued to the soaring ball. Jian looks fiercely determined as the perfect moment to strike arrives. With a quick call, "Jian, here," the ball smacks into play. Jian dashes past, saying he's like a ghost to the last defender. The last defender panics, realizing Jian has snuck right past him. The ball speeds forward just as he forgot to set the offside trap. Jian explains he moves like a shadow, sneaking into enemy territory. Jian's eyes widen, he's about to make the play of his life. The shadow striker lines up for a shot with insane focus and power. The ball slams into the net, goal. Even the net is shook. The spiky-haired player celebrates, that's 1 goal, like it's just the beginning. The ball sits in the net, defender stunned, teammates looking impressed by the shot. The coach can't help but smile as the whole team starts celebrating. The shadow striker swaggers away, defenders in shock, acting like it's just another day. Wiping sweat off, he mutters phew, but he knows he's just warming up. The striker smirks, thinking, the defenders played right into my master plan. He flexes his hand, thinking, that goal just gave me the biggest confidence boost. Fist clenched, our striker declares, let's see what else I can do. The referee blows the whistle, signaling something big is about to happen. That's the end of the second quarter. Minigame soccer is wild, guys. Jian's team is leading 6-4, and he's feeling proud. Jian is already planning to dominate the next quarters, but suddenly hears his name. Coach Luca gives Jian a serious look, making everyone nervous. Coach Luca tells Jian to take off his penny, which is never a good sign. Jian wonders if he's actually being traded to the other team, totally confused. Jian tosses his penny away, questioning why the switch has to happen now. Jian doubts if he can score goals again with new teammates. Jian is hilariously confused as the coach questions where he's headed next. The coach yells, I meant get off the field, and looks serious. The main player watches as the coach storms off angrily, surprised by his reaction. The main player realizes, he's taking me, and starts to freak out. The player wonders if he's being kicked out of the game for good. The action starts at the U17 Firenze training facility under a bright sky. 3 players sit on the bench. One thinks, the day's just full of surprises. Jian sighs, feeling down because nothing has gone as he expected today. Out of nowhere, Jian freaks out. How did I end up a starter? Jian remembers Coach Luca yelling, thinking he was in trouble, but it's a twist. Jian clutches his chest thinking, I'm so nervous, my heart's going wild. The coach calls, Jian, and he jumps up, ready to go. The coach tells Jian to relax as he steps closer, keeping the suspense. Jian realizes it's head coach Tony. Yep, the man, the myth, the mustache. Tony apologizes for calling Jian over so suddenly. Jian's nerves hit max level. The coach tells Jian he's playing second striker for today's jerseys. Jian gets pumped, jumps out of his seat and goes to warm up. Coach watches Jian, wondering why he's walking so weirdly right now. The coach looks worried, asking himself if Jian will be fine. Another coach tells the main coach that Jian seemed different at practice. The assistant coach explains Jian gave his all in practice, surprising everyone. They both hope Jian is finally turning things around for his team. The main coach warns, don't push Jian, just let him keep improving naturally. The assistant coach promises to keep his distance and just observe Jian. Flashback. Jian was the prodigy every Serie A team wanted 3 years ago. Jian's dream took a hit when his contract got terminated early. I tried to help Jian, but my words just made things worse. Some days, the pressure was so intense Jian couldn't even play. Despite everything, I still signed Jian onto my team. We watched and waited, hoping Jian would finally break through. Jian's been stuck for 2 years, but I always believed in him. Jian, you're a soccer genius. You just haven't realized it yet. Now's your moment, Jian. Open the door and show your talents. Walk through, Jian. Show everyone exactly what you're capable of. Jian takes the field, his feet telling a new story with the ball. Gino gets called in as the second forward for the team. Our main character realizes he's probably substituting for Gino on the field. He doubts it's because of his skills. Maybe Gino's just worn out. Being second forward means facing some seriously tough, aggressive defense. Anxiously stretching, he wonders when coach will finally send him in. He trains harder under the watchful eyes of the coach, feeling the pressure. He admits going in as a sub is tough, so he starts planning his strategy. With a deep breath, he calms down, ready to give it his all. In his mind, he visualizes the field like a chessboard, planning every move. He notices how much pressure Gino faces, even without the ball, total blue defense. When he gets the ball, Gino is always double-teamed every time. Forwards are struggling, the defenders keep stealing the ball from them. The main character wonders, if that were me, what would I do? He remembers Gino plays like him, but always gets surrounded fast. If he copies Gino, he'll immediately get double-teamed and crushed too. He starts thinking hard, realizing he must use the whole field. Maybe moving toward the sides or deeper will shake off defenders. That strategy might actually create gaps in their defense. Big brain time. But then he panics. Gino is struggling and he's way better than me. Self-doubt hits hard. Can I actually pull this off, or will I flop? A huge doom sound as Jian's mom tells him to do better. Jian's mom insists there can be no mistakes, putting on the pressure. Jian, holding an MVP trophy, is told he must always succeed. Older Jian feels sick during practice, memories of his mom haunting him. The coach notices Jian struggling, thinking he's under a lot of pressure. Coach and another adult discuss how Jian's overbearing mom causes his struggles. Coach decides the best support for Jian is trust and giving him freedom. The coach gently taps Jian's shoulder and calls his name. Coach tells Jian not to stress, he's just letting Gino rest. Coach encourages Jian, just do what you think is best, no worries. The coach tells the main guy it worked, and he's surprised. Our guy realizes he's being used to help manage Gino's stamina. He feels some relief, while the coach watches him thoughtfully. The coach says, "All right then," and removes his hand from his shoulder. The coach calls for Gino, making things suddenly get real on the field. Finally, someone's long-awaited moment is about to happen. A breathless Gino hears he's being substituted and looks totally shocked. The main guy thinks about Ju visiting next week and big chances coming. He smacks his cheeks, reminding himself to focus and seize this huge opportunity. Determined, the main guy refuses to embarrass himself in front of Ju. The soccer match starts off intense. Jian kicks the ball powerfully downfield. Jian gets frustrated by endless passing and can't find a way forward. Jian's been subbed in, but keeping the ball isn't as easy as it looks. Jian questions whether his game plan will work against such relentless opponents. Jian worries his marker might pull off something totally unexpected on the field. Jian overhears someone saying they thought a wild card was coming in for Gino. The green-haired player yanks Jian's jersey, calling him just a numberless ball boy. Dramatic close-up on Jian's eye. Someone calls out his name in shock. Someone confronts Jian, asking if he's really just a ball boy after calling himself a soccer genius. Jian shakes with doubt, determined not to let his rival's words get to him. Jian sprints down the field, totally focused on executing his plan. The defender notices Jian's weird move and starts getting suspicious. The coach realizes Jian abandoned the forward zone for midfield tactics. Jian's running is so strategic, the coach wonders if he's cracking the defense. Jian smirks. He's pulled one defender away to make an opening. The team captain sees the gap and screams, "An opening." Another player dashes forward yelling, "Go," ready to use Jian's strategy. Jian is impressed. His teammates caught on insanely fast. The coach crosses his arms and grins, whispering, "Fantastic." Jian's sneaky move just opened a huge gap in the defense. The striker runs forward while two defenders sprint after him. Things are heating up. A new defender races in, swapping places to keep up the pressure. The action is non-stop as players keep swapping, one after another. The ball's launched high, literally flying for a game-changing moment. Our main striker sees the opening and charges in, ready for glory. The coach is hyped, shouting, "Patience pays off in soccer and in life." The playmaker reads the whole field. This guy's doing math while running. It's wild. This genius move came from a guy benched for 2 years. The defenders are shocked. He's moving so fast, he broke the stalemate. He reads every move perfectly, figuring out winning plays like a genius. Jian realizes his opponent might volley off a pass immediately and sweats. Spotting an opening, Jian kicks the soccer ball with everything he's got. The ball is launched by the foot of someone with insane soccer IQ. A mustached coach grins, realizing Jian could change the fate of Firenze. The ball smacks the net, a dramatic goal, leaving defenders stunned. The intense coach proclaims Jian's going to take over the entire world. We cut to an airport, where global arrivals and departures flash on the board. A girl texts rapidly, determined to see if Jian lives up to the hype. She stands confidently with luggage, challenging Jian to wait for her arrival. With a sly smile, she calls out Jian as a soccer genius, ready for a showdown. "Jian, wake up, you seriously can't be sleeping right now." The girl yells, "You have to plan our day together." Jian snaps awake, looking terrified and confused by her shouting. Jian stares at the ceiling, realizing it's morning, wishing for more sleep. Annoyed in bed, Jian complains, does she have to be so loud in dreams? Rushing outside, Jian shouts to his dad, who wishes him a great day. Jian sprints out, thinking, "Man, I slept like a log last night." As he runs through the city, he remembers, "But I did get that assist." Jian looks hopeful under the blue sky, thinking, maybe, just maybe. Jian dashes off, dreaming of being in the starting lineup this week. We're at the U17 Firenze youth soccer team training grounds, where dreams are made. Our main character is hit by the worst news: he got rejected. Out. He's bummed. Forget starting, he didn't even make the squad. He gives himself a pep talk, literally with slaps to the face. Reality check expecting a starting lineup after one game was a bit much. But wait, he's got one more shot to impress before Ju shows up. The veteran starters, Gino and Andrea, are top picks. Can our hero really compete? Jian Lee grabs third pick, sprinting into Thursday like he's escaping shores. The assistant coach spots him. "Coach, he's looking pretty good." Momentum build. His hustle is on par with Gino and Andrea. Can he finally break through? The coaches realize benching a player actually helped their team's performance. They plan to slowly build up this player's confidence without any pressure. Luca jokes making friends with him is like befriending an alley cat. The coach grins, pretending things are great, but he internally panics. Coach yells practice is over and tells everyone to gather around. One exhausted player pants, barely holding himself up after practice. The anxious player freaks out, totally overwhelmed by nerves. He worries, wondering if the coach will finally reveal the team list. The coach announces the lineup will be sent out privately to everyone. Another player questions why they're announcing lineups individually. This sounds kinda sus. This guy just landed and already gave it his all for the day. He's sprinting like his life depends on Coach Tony's decision. He gulps nervously, wondering if he's done enough for the team. Desperation mode. He's begging, please, coach, pick me this weekend. It's Friday and his phone goes off like it's on turbo mode. Barely awake, he grabs his buzzing phone, probably regretting not putting it on silent. He's hit with a flood of texts, landing, riding taxis, and street reviews. The messages keep coming, homestay and, let's meet in 1 hour. He stands awkwardly in his living room, confused why an hour is needed. Suddenly, he bolts out the door at lightning speed. Maybe he's late again. Our main guy panics because he only owns sportswear, nothing normal. He grabs his jersey, thinking, hey, it's not a date, right? He tries convincing himself, just lunch with a childhood friend, not a big deal. He calls out to his dad for advice, hoping for backup. He tries to sneak out in his uniform, but his dad spots him instantly. Dad steps in, swaps the jersey for a much fancier pink shirt. He heads out in the new clothes, protesting that it's really not a date. He wonders if he really needed cologne. Dad didn't hold back. He waits awkwardly in the city, feeling out of place but looking sharp. Checking his phone, our hero realizes he's way too early for lunch. Jian remembers Ju as a tomboy from their childhood days. Someone calls out to Jian, snapping him out of his thoughts. Ju shows up, out of breath and apologizing for being late. Still catching her breath, Ju finally admits, I am late. With epic confidence, Ju announces, Big Sis Ju has arrived. Jian stands on the street, totally dazed by the sudden encounter. Ju smacks Jian in greeting, teasing him about his lame hello. Ju waves her hands in front of Jian, wondering what he's staring at. Ju shouts, Jian, while he's lost in thoughts about her hand lotion. Jian asks why Ju is dressed so flashy. She just says, cute, right? Jian can't believe Ju is wearing a dress and studying abroad. Ju teases Jian, wondering if he's starting to see her differently. Ju goes all in, asking if Jian now sees her as a woman. Jian internally freaks out, thinking Ju has zero filter in public. Jian recoils and denies everything, leaving Ju totally confused. Ju drags Jian away, wondering why he keeps dodging eye contact. Jian thinks Ju still loves teasing him just like before. Jian glances at Ju, something is definitely different this time. Jian wonders, has Ju always been this pretty or is he just noticing? The city bustles around them, but Jian can't shake his new feelings. A delicious meal is served, setting the stage for something epic. Jian is blown away by all the food. This dinner is next level. Jian's family teases how much he's grown up, but he just wants to eat. Jian tastes the food and is totally freaking out, it's that good. Jian's friend is loving every bite while he zones out, thinking hard. Jian silently worries about making the starting lineup for his big game. Jian is sweating bullets. His nerves are off the charts right now. His friend asks how many points he's gonna score, catching him mid-bite. She presses Jian for a goal. After 3 years, she wants a promise. She calls him a soccer genius. Jian's mental stress is on a whole new level. The girl jumps onto the table, demanding the boy promise a soccer goal. With an intense frown, she forces him to promise to score. She leans in closer, asking if he's going to say yes. Disappointed, she sits, saying even geniuses can't always score when they want. The boy panics. He desperately needs an excuse to get out of this. Suddenly, his phone lights up. Coach Tony is calling at just the perfect time. He stares at the phone in shock, hoping Coach Tony's call will save him. Jian shows off in Epic City, saying this is where he's staying. Taking a stroll, the girl asks Jian if he can get home alone. She jokes he needs an adult escort, but Jian begs her to stop. She teases Jian like he's a kid, offering him a head pat. He's not amused. She waves goodbye, saying she'll see Jian on Sunday, and he plays it cool. The girl glances back at Jian as she heads through her door alone. Jian walks away, trying so hard to look tough, but she's not fooled. A top-down shot. Jian looks tiny in a crowd, still walking home. He slides his phone from his pocket. Something important pops up. Jian reads a message. A squad meeting at the training ground on Sunday. Our hero breathes out, bracing for what's next in this crazy day. He's hyped. He made the starting list. Any excuse to brag will do. Suddenly, he remembers his promise to Ju and panics. Pressure's on. Sprinting through the city, he realizes he almost messed up everything. He clings to a lamppost, stomach growling, stressed about his promise to Ju. Wide-eyed, he wonders if sitting on the bench could actually be a win. Now he's legit considering if bench warming beats humiliating himself on the field. Poor guy sighs. He's totally lost and doesn't know what to do anymore. Head down, he admits the lies are piling up and things are out of hand. But deep down, even if he doesn't score, he still wants to try. The girl smiles and says, he'll be there, rooting for you. The boy looks fired up, determined to give his best shot. It's the morning of the big game, sun shining bright outside. The boy wakes up at 6 a.m., reaching for his phone before the alarm. Sitting in bed, he realizes it's his first game day in ages. He stretches and yawns, noticing everything feels so normal, but also new. He flops onto bed again, sensing something is definitely different today. Lying back, he worries if the coach will even let him play. Rolling around, he realizes this anticipation isn't bad, it's actually pretty exciting. He grins, picturing the supportive girl, totally ready to start his day. Jian freaks out, asking why he's suddenly thinking about a girl. He snaps out of it, ready to get things done today. Jian greets his dad in front of their massive house. Dad makes breakfast, but Jian panics. Dad's cooking is legendary, in a bad way. Jian thanks Dad, but nervously wonders if he could really mess up a sandwich. Jian bites in and discovers the hoard: mint chocolate chip spread and sardines. Jian pretends it's delicious to spare Dad's feelings, offering to eat it on the way. Jian decides it's early, but had rather leave than finish that sandwich. Jian shouts goodbye with his mouth full, sandwich still dangling from his teeth. Jian rushes out the door, pumped up as dad cheers him on. Jian sprints out the door, banana in mouth, pumped for greatness. Meanwhile, someone regrets his breakfast choice. That sandwich stood no chance. Jian dashes down a bright hallway. The anticipation is absolutely real. In the locker room, teammates murmur. Jian sits, catching his breath and nerves. Number 14 spots Jian and calls out, surprised to see him struggling. Jian can't even answer properly, already exhausted and sweating buckets. Giving a thumbs up, a pale and shaky Jian tries to play it cool. Jian admits, never mind, realizing he's a nervous wreck before the match. Jian remembers he hasn't played a real game since last year, and now, it's his first big game with SC Firenze. The pressure's on. Our soccer player gets the jitters before games, but trusts his phone to chill out. He remembers hearing about his talent and checks out old pictures for nostalgia. Looking at a photo from last year, he recalls all the pressure to perform. His heart's pounding, but maybe it's just because today's his first game back. From above, you can see this whole pressure thing might be the real game. But wait, something about today feels different, even in the locker room vibes. He used to hate all this pressure, when suddenly, his phone dings with a message. The message says, look for me after you score. That's motivation, right there. He smirks. Suddenly, pressure's not so bad with a friend cheering you on. The coach cracks open the door and says, time to head out. Game time. The Firenze soccer team enters the tunnel, hyped and ready, feeling supported this time. The main player still feels the pressure but tries to process his feelings. He finds clarity in his thoughts, exhaling stress and feeling a little lighter. Driven by motivation, the main player rushes ahead, determined to perform well. He wants to shine brighter than ever in today's big match. He's going all in. He wants to be absolutely brilliant on that field. The crowd shouts, Forza, and cheers loudly. Firenze fans bring the energy. He steps onto the field, realizing just how pumped up everyone really is. Self-doubt creeps in. He wonders if he'll even get a chance to play. Spectators notice him, whispering and questioning who he is and how he walks. Jian hears good luck and nervously gulps before the big match starts. A girl in jersey number 10 cheers Jian on, full of energy. It's 15 minutes into the second half, tension rising with every second. Jian is intensely focused, sweat dripping as the pressure builds. Suddenly, everyone is yelling Gino. As he charges down the field, Jian grits his teeth, frustrated that Gino is playing so well today. On the bench, Jian thinks he might not play at all if this continues. The score is still 0-0, the stadium buzzing with cheers and hope. Players are battling fiercely for the ball. Each move could change everything. One player calls out, hey, over here, desperate to make the winning play. The main character kicks the ball with insane power. His rival screams. An opposing player charges in yelling, I got him, but the chase is on. Our hero is focused and sweating, game face level 100. He confidently reads the defense. He's gonna take the ball to the right. But surprise, shoulders the ball like a pro. The defender panics. Defender stumbles. He totally faked me out, as our hero breaks left. Let's move in for the attack. The team charges up the field. Let's score one. Everyone sprints like they're running from their chores. On the bench, a teammate chills, thinking, man, my team's good. Passing like legends, they easily weave through defenders, totally dominating this matchup. Our team thought we were better, but these lower group players surprise us. Watching them play, I realize they're actually really good. Instant respect. Gino steals the show, destroying everyone on the field with crazy skills. The defense messes up, and Gino finds the wide open space. Gino goes for the shot, aiming for an epic goal moment. Gino's shot slices through the air, leaving everyone on the edge of their seats. Man, that was close. Keep going, Gino. The tension keeps rising. On the bench, I'm shaking. Gino's taking all the shots. Will I play today? I try to stay ready because who knows when I'll get my chance. Suddenly, the referee blows the whistle. Foul on Gino. This game is insane. The coach yells at the ref. Someone just got elbowed and wants a yellow card. The ref dishes out a yellow card, but the player says it barely hurt. The bench guy realizes, with a red face, he might actually play today. Number 10 girl breathes out, probably wishing she was anywhere else right now. The crowd goes wild, but number 10 wonders, is this supposed to be fun? Still 0-0, but cheers erupt anyway. Maybe they're just here for the drama. Jian brags about being the ace, not expecting to play because the other team's weak. Number 10 looks defeated, questioning if Jian is really not going to play. Suddenly, the crowd explodes and number 10 perks up. She might actually play. The scoreboard changes, everyone's cheering, and someone yells, finally. A goal. The crowd anxiously asks if Jian's team just scored a goal. Players sprint down the field as the tension suddenly skyrockets. One girl panics about Jian never playing, while boy celebrates. The bench erupts with cheers. Their team gets an epic early goal. Jian is pumped, thinking early goals mean hell finally get to play. Gino gets a high five for scoring, and grins at his big moment. Jian nervously whispers for one more goal, barely able to cheer. Jian apologizes for being quiet, confusing his much louder teammates. The coach strokes his chin, deep in thought, plotting his next move. The score reveals Firenze dominating 3-0 as halftime finally hits. The soccer team is celebrating in the locker room after a big win. Jian reflects on their 3-0 lead and how perfect the team's playing. Jian thinks things are going so well, he can't help but dream bigger. The coach tells everyone to keep up the great work, hyping them up. Jian is so hopeful he decides to speak up, catching the coach's attention. Jian asks to be put in, suggesting their tired star needs a break. The coach is concerned, asking Jian if he's feeling sick or nervous. Jian awkwardly asks for a bathroom break, doubting his own confidence. The coach gives Jian the kind of stare that could break records. Jian finally escapes to the hallway, with the coach thinking, unbelievable. Jian turns on the bathroom sink, ready for his moment of truth. He actually made it all the way to the bathroom, commitment level max. Jian stares in the mirror, thinking, talk about desperate. Jian knows this is peak cringe, but right now, he's got bigger goals. The team roars out from the locker room, ready to crush the second half. Jian's fired up, no way he's missing out on playing today. The whistle blows, the second half starts. Can Jian's wish finally come true? Firenze is crushing it, up 3-0 as the clock hits 60 minutes. The tension builds, Andrea, Fabian, and then, the coach looks straight at Jian. The coach commands, warm up. Jian can't believe his name was just called. Jian thinks this might be his big chance and zips over excitedly. Jian nervously fidgets, pretending his laces are tight as coach watches. Coach tells Jian to warm up, while coughing. Jian obediently heads off. Jian runs with determination, but worries coach still isn't noticing him. Jian reveals Andrea is about to move up to the upper team. Jian hears everyone thinks Andrea is getting special training from the team. Jian admits he's been unused, like a spare part, opposite of Andrea. Jian laughs, at least he's been paid to do nothing recently. Jian declares it'd be a waste not to play. Coach yells at him. 15 minutes later, Jian gasps. The substitution sign appears on the field. The coach announces, he's coming this way. And everyone looks super stressed. The coach says they're making a substitution and everyone guesses who it'll be. Coach is sweating. The suspense is literally killing him. WHO is coming in. Spectators spot the substitution and predict Gino's coming out, since they're winning big. Everyone's wondering if Andrea will play, but wait, it's actually number 20. The girl in the stands is thrilled and yells, finally. While friends look confused, the crowd holds its breath. Here he comes. Number 20, Jian Lee, the soccer genius, steps onto the field for Firenze.